All right, so in this video, we're actually going to be talking about the pros and cons of moving to San Antonio or living in San Antonio, Texas. And you're going to also want to stay until the very end because we're going to be discussing a couple of cons that people don't really talk about, but we're going to actually discuss it today. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. If you're new to the channel and you want to know everything eating, sleeping, playing, safety, entertainment, and San Antonio, Texas, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel because you'll get first glance on everything that I post about San Antonio, Texas. And for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Marcus Mays, and I'm a realtor here in San Antonio and the surrounding areas. And I get calls, texts, emails from people just like you wanting to move to the San Antonio area. So if you're looking to move to San Antonio within the next month, 2, 3, 4 months down the line, next year, go ahead and reach out so that I can help you make a smooth transition to San Antonio and or the surrounding areas. All right, so the first pro that I want to touch on today is actually the San Antonio attractions. That's right, the attractions. We have Six Flags, which is wonderful for families and kids. We also have SeaWorld here in San Antonio as well. The San Antonio Zoo is really popular as well in the summers, and it's really all year round, right? Because that's another topic I'm going to talk about, which is the weather. But the weather really allows for you to, take advantage of the attractions almost all year round, right? We have, like I said, Six Flags, SeaWorld, the zoo. We're minutes from Schlitterbahn, which was one of the biggest water parks in the United States at one point, and it's still huge and super, super popular. If you guys, haven't seen Schlitterbahn, go ahead and look it up on YouTube. Look it up online. It's a huge water park, super, super real touristy attraction, right? And just really overall great fun for family and friends. Also, we have the San Antonio Spurs basketball team, right? So we have lots of attractions here in San Antonio for families to take advantage of, for people to go and have fun. The second pro that I want to talk about is the San Antonio weather. San Antonio weather is beautiful. Yes, it's in Texas, and yes, it's hot. And really, you only have to worry about the scorching heat maybe 2.5 months out of the year, and that might be July, August time frame, right? Maybe sometimes June, but that's really the only months that you'll have to worry about the scorching heat. And you guys can, go to the water parks, like you said, Schlitterbahn. You guys can go to the pool. There's plenty of outside activities that you can do and not have to, endure that heat, right? So the rest of the months, yes, we have a little bit of winter, right? Just maybe the December, January, maybe February timeframe, you will get, those cold months. But the rest of the year is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. 80 degree, 70, 80 degree weather, partly cloudy, sunny. It's not always raining. It's really great weather if you are a person that loves the outdoors, you love the sun, or if you just love nature, right? If you like taking hikes, if you like walking trails, things like that. The weather really condones activities like that. The third pro that I want to go over is that there's no state income tax for Texas, right? So if you're coming from the East Coast, the West Coast, and you're used to paying, those high income tax, right? Whether you're coming from California or New York or wherever, right? And you're used to paying those income tax, prepare to include those funds that were allocated for income tax. Be ready to include those in your savings because you're actually going to be saving that money because there's absolutely no income tax in the state of Texas. The fourth pro that I want to go over is actually the opportunity here in San Antonio, Texas. I want to go over income. The income is rising, right? With the cost of living, going up, the job market or the jobs or the careers are actually increasing the income limits or the income salaries for the employees, which is great. And that leads me to the next thing, right? Which is going to be the jobs. There's so much job growth. There's so much manufacturing coming here. We have a Toyota plant, right? We have a lot of tech companies here in San Antonio, Texas. Amazon just built a plant. So there's tons and tons of job opportunities here in San Antonio, Texas. And it's also still one of the most affordable housing markets in the US, right? San Antonio is actually one of the most affordable housing markets in the state of Texas, better than Dallas, better than Houston, better than Austin, right? We're the most affordable out of those big three Texas cities. So the affordability is also a great pro when it comes to San Antonio, Texas. And the fifth thing that I want to touch on, the fifth pro that I want to go over is the Southern hospitality. The people here in San Antonio, Texas, super, super nice. Southern hospitality is still a thing, especially here in San Antonio, Texas. Also, San Antonio, Texas is a military town, right? We have Fort Sam Houston. We have Lackland Air Force Base. We have Randolph Air Force Base, right? So it's a predominantly military city, and we get a mixture of, plenty of different cultures, right? I guess it's sort of like a melting pot, but at the same time, everybody is hospitable, everyone is nice, everyone gets along. It's really a great family oriented and community based city for you to be in. So if that's something that you're looking for, then you have to look no further, right? San Antonio is the place for you. And the sixth pro that I want to go over is actually the airport access. The San Antonio airport is really located in a great part of the city, right? Wherever you live, the airport is really no more than about 15-20 minutes to get to. And with that being said, if if you travel often for business, or if you like to take vacations, or whatever you might do that requires to travel quite a bit, that's going to be, to your benefit. All right. So let's talk about some of the cons. The first con that I want to touch on, and I don't really consider it a con, but some people might, right? But I want to go over the weather, right? At times, the weather can be random, right? So, for example, you could be driving down I-35, which is one of the major highways in San Antonio, Texas, right? So you can be driving down I-35. It's partly cloudy, sunny, 80 degrees, right? And you can just all of a sudden drive right into a shower, right? So the weather can be random at times. Also, if you like to plan, your days, or if you like to plan things based on the seasons, that might be something that you may not be able to do as much here in San Antonio, just because we do not necessarily get all four seasons 3 months out of the year, right? So like I said, the summer months typically run about 2.5-3 months, and the winter months might run about 2 months, and the rest is just winter or spring and fall, right? So if you like equally spread out seasons, 3 months of summer, 3 months of spring, 3 months of uh, fall, 3 months of winter, then that might be something that might turn you away from San Antonio, because we don't necessarily get exactly 3 months of each season. The second con that I want to go over is the traffic, San Antonio traffic. And it's really due to construction, and that's why it's gotten worse over the years, just because the influx of people. San Antonio is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States right now, and so in order to, accommodate all those people and their travel, there has to be construction, right? There has to be some changes to the roadways to accommodate those people. Therefore, it brings construction, which, kind of is bad for traffic. So you have to, leave early, so that you can make it to work on time, or wherever you need to be on time, right? And it's not necessarily as bad as like the Austins or the Houstons, right? But there is some traffic here in San Antonio. And the third con that I want to go over is the creepy crawlers. Yes, we are in Texas. Yes, there are snakes. Yes, there are scorpions. There are, spiders. And, there's all types of critters here in San Antonio, Texas. Especially if you think about this, if you're looking for a new home, which is great. New homes are fantastic. There's plenty of opportunities with new homes right now. But think about it. If you're breaking ground or if there's new construction in a place that had trees, that had some forest or a desert area, right? And you're breaking into their habitat, they have nowhere else to go, right? So they're still going to be there, but they're still there. But there's some things that you can do to prepare for those things. There's exterminators. You can hire the exterminator to come out, 3-4 times a year and spray your home so that you can take care of those pests, right? So there are things that you can do to accommodate for the creepy crawlers, but just know that the creepy crawlers are there. And the fourth con that I want to go over is flat landscape. So if you're coming from, the East Coast or the West Coast, and you're used to, mountains and that type of scenery, San Antonio, Texas doesn't really have all that much. There's some in certain areas, maybe by like the far west side of San Antonio or over by the rim. You might see some, hills and mountains and things like that, but they're not too, they're not like what you would see where you're coming from, right? It's majority a flat landscape in San Antonio, Texas. So if that is something that you're looking for, San Antonio, Texas may not be the place for you if that's something that you are looking forward to in your new home. So that about wraps it up for the pros and cons of living in San Antonio, Texas. If you're planning on moving to San Antonio, Texas within the next month, 2, 3, 4 months down the line, or next year, go ahead and get in contact with me. The contact information is in the description. And please, guys, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel so that you can get first glance on everything that I post about San Antonio, Texas. I'll see you guys on the next video.